Hello there, Year 11s. We are in the second part of our third lesson for week 3, where we are going to show a situation and look at the effects of changing interest rates on a reducing balance loan. Reducing balance loans, again, very commonly seen in situations such as home loans, which is the example that I've created for you today. We are going to be using the same calculator that we've been using in the recent few lessons. You can see its address up there, and it's also everywhere else. Not secure, that always gives you a amount of confidence. Anyway, so Kate and William are considering taking out a $240,000 home loan at 2.8% per annum over 25 years. Interest is to be calculated monthly, is to be charged monthly rather, with monthly repayments of $1,113.30. So in this question, we're going to look at the current situation, and then we're going to look and see what happens if the interest rate changes. At the moment, we have incredibly low interest rates. Economy wasn't doing so crash hot. Then we had some more shocks to the system this year, as you will have seen on the media. And as a result, you can get home loan interest rates between 2.5 and 3%, which are extraordinarily low compared to the greater part of the post-World War II history. So our scenario here, we're going to look at 2.8%, but then we're going to look at, well, what happens if it goes up by 0.5%? And we're just going to investigate what that means mathematically and in terms of your money and your loan. So from the start, we're going to look at this original situation and work out the amount of interest, the interest charged or paid. So how much did Kate and William pay in total under this situation? Well, we are told they paid $1,113.30 every month, and we need to know then how many months was their loan. It was 25 years. To get the number of months, we would multiply 25 by 12. So 25 times 12, you'll end up realizing it's 300 months. I could have just put 300 there, but that's all right. So the total payments, we put that in our calculator, 111,330 times 25 times 12. The total amount they will pay over the life of the loan there is $333,990. All right, so tab. Doesn't want to work. That's really annoying. All right, so that's how much they're going to pay over the life of the loan. But they only borrowed $240,000. So the amount of interest they've paid, you need to recall the rule that we've used all along, that the amount in total that you pay is the principal plus the interest. In turn from that, logically, the interest is going to be the amount you paid, subtract the principal. So the difference between the amount they borrowed and the amount they paid is the interest. So doing that quickly, it's going to be, they paid $333,990, but they borrowed $240,000. So if I subtract $240,000, I'll get the amount of interest they will pay in this loan over the life of the loan over 25 years. The total amount of interest they're going to pay is $93,990. Isn't that lovely? It's a lot of interest, even at that very, very low interest rate. It adds up over time. Okay, so now let's look at a scenario. The Reserve Bank raises interest rates by 0.5%, and the bank follows suit by raising the home loan interest to 3.3%. The banks tend to follow the Reserve Bank official interest rates. The Reserve Bank is independent of the government, but is essentially paid for as a government service. So we were on 2.8% and we've gone up by 0.5. We're now at 3.3%. What would the new monthly repayment amount be? this is when we're going to go back to our financial calculator. As with every question that involves a calculator, you need to assess what you've got, put those values in the calculator, and get your answer and interpret it. So in this case, the present value is P, the initial amount of loan still $240,000. The repayment, well, that's what we want to know. That's the question. The future value, which is A, at the end of the loan, you want it to be zero. You want to everyone owe nothing at the end of the loan. The bank owes you nothing, you owe the bank nothing. The future value is zero. The interest rate, you're allowed to put it just in as a percentage. I probably should have said per annum back there. Interest rates are always quoted per year. The number of time periods, we discussed that before. 25 years, but we need it in months because we're working in months. So N will be 300. So make sure our compounding's set correctly to months because we are working in months still. Now we've got all the information. We can put it straight into the calculator. 240,000. We want to know the repayment. We don't have it. Future value of 0. Interest rate of 3.3. 300 time periods. We've entered all the data. We press the button to get the repayment amount. So the new repayment is equal to $1,175.91 per month. So what was the original repayment? Okay, it hasn't gone up a huge amount. What's that? It's gone up about $62 a month. But it has gone up. As the interest rate goes up, yeah, your repayment's going to go up. So let's continue. Next part of the question. With the new interest rate of 3.3%, how much more interest is paid over the life of the loan? So we need to again work out the amount of interest under this new repayment. I'm going to cheat somewhat. I'm going to copy our working from the previous section if it decides to paste in correctly. So I'm just going to delete some values. So this time the repayment's been increased. So we've got that repayment, again, 25 years, 12 months. So that's it. That's the new repayment, and that's going to be paid 300 times because there's still going to be 300 months in paying off the loan. Times 25 times 12, that's the same as multiplying by 300. And it says that over the life of the loan, they're going to pay a total of $352,773 at this new interest rate. Now, again, to work out the amount of interest we've paid, we work out how much they paid overall, subtract the amount they borrowed. So that's what they paid, that's what they borrowed. The interest they have paid, they have paid a total of $112,773. So from there, we go, well, what did they originally pay? How about that? Previously, under the previous interest rate, they paid that, and now they're paying that. So the increase in interest is this amount. The amount they're paying now under the new interest rate is that. Subtract what they were going to be paying under the original interest rate. And, you know, it's quite surprising how much more interest you end up paying. So 112,773 subtract 93990. They're actually paying $18,783 more interest over the life of the loan under that small increase in the interest rate. So, you know, small amounts of interest add up to be massive amounts of money over time. Think about that, 0.5% increase in interest added $18,783 over the life of the loan. It's pretty interesting. Last example I need to just quickly run by is if the interest rate is increased to 3.3%, but repayments remain the same, they remain the old repayments, how much longer will it take to pay off the loan? Now remember, originally it was a 25-year loan. Under our initial calculations, we worked out a few times that that's 300 months. So how long is it going to take to pay off now if we still keep the repayment amount the same? Well, before we use the online calculator, let's consider what we've got. So we've got $240,000 is still the amount of the loan. The repayments given there, remember to put it as a negative or it all goes terrible. We want to know when the balance of the loan is going to be zero. The interest rate's now 3.3%, and its N we don't know. We want to know how long it's going to take to pay. We want to know N. So let's put those values in. P is still 240,000. The repayments are 11330. We want to know when it's all paid, so when the future value is zero. The interest rate's 3.3. We're still working in months. We want to know how many months it's going to take to pay. And it's telling us it will take 327.19 months to pay. Now, given that originally it was 300 months, so an additional 27.19 months to pay the home loan. Now, it's just over 27, so you could say 28, because it's going to take just more than 27, so it's going to go into the 28th month. You could well convert that to years. 2 years will be 24 months, so it's 2 years and 4 months. All right, so again, whenever you've got these situations, very much state what you've got before dropping it into the calculator, so you're really aware of what you're looking at, what you've got and what you want. These questions do require a bit of thinking. Do explain it. Do write down what you are doing. Explain yourself. Show you're working. Otherwise, you're going to get it confused. Take care with these questions. Very relevant. See, look at that. An extra 2 years and 4 months on your loan if you kept it at the same repayment amount. And you might think, 0.5% doesn't seem much, but it has real implications for your loans and your future and your financial well-being. It's great stuff, this, if you can appreciate it. So, all right, guys, have fun. Go forward and embrace debt. Oh, dear.